Hello.
Hello. Oh my God. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Murder with My Sister.
I'm Marie,
I'm Lisa, and we're sisters.
and we're really happy that all three of you are listening.
I am. I'm hoping at this point there's like 7 to 12 people that feel sorry for
I
us.
was just going to meet in the middle and say 10.
Oh, well, I do like an odd number from time to time. But I was just telling my sister before we got started, I have a great big tall do you see this fancy beer stein?
It's very fancy. I
It
love
is,
it.
because I've been breaking all of my 32-ounce cups, and Eric's like, "I was gonna get you some new ones," and he got me ones that have, do you see what these remind me of?
They're kind of twisty.
Yeah, but what else was twisty?
I don't know.
Our wedding flutes.
How the fuck would I know what your
You
wedding flutes
bought
look like?
them. You
Dude, it was
bought
10
them.
years ago. 10 and a half years ago. Did you know it was 10 years ago?
I did.
Are you
It's
terrified?
No,
Are
no,
ya?
because it's already been, like, so much longer than that. It's fine. It's it's fine.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, but, oh, so I was telling you I went and got a massage today.
Oh, yeah?
I got an hour and a half, and then the girl's like, "So," she's like, "Do you have any new medical?" She's like, "I haven't seen you in forever." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm on blood thinners." And she's like, "Oh." And I'm like, "Oh?" And she said, "Yeah, with blood thinners, we just gotta be really careful because we don't want to dislodge a clot." And I'm like, "Well,
They're not gonna
I
dislodge a clot. I would
uh,
worry more that they would potentially give you a bunch of bruises.
let me tell you." She's like, "We're just gonna go real gentle." She's like, "There's not anything that I could really work on in there." And she's like, "But we got 90 minutes because I did an hour and a half." And she's like, "So, just we'll just take it real slow." And I'm like, "Okay." And in my brain, I was like, "Damn, I was really looking forward to getting some shit worked out." This bitch hit my shoulders, and I was like, "Ah, ah," like, she and I was like, "If this is your idea of gentle, what does a deep tissue fucking feel like?"
It
Because
hurts, I cried. I
I was,
cried.
like, wincing, and I was like, "Thank God she can't see my face because I want her to get it out." But then, of course, you know me, and what happens 5 minutes into this massage where I'm wincing and moving? I was like,
You
"Oh,
start
no.
snoring?
No." I thought she was gonna kill me, like, with a blood clot. I was like, "Oh my god, what if I have a pulmonary embolism?"
Oh, stop.
Is that what it's called?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're probably just so tense that even just light pressure was very painful.
Well, I've been holding a lot of stress in my back,
I do that too, and I
and
get it so bad where it runs up my neck and then my head hurts. It's
it
fucking
does,
awful.
and I have the plantar fasciitis. So that's
You're a
been
mess.
causing, well, okay, okay, let's call a spade a spade. I'm
You're old?
48. I'm overweight. I have 2 kids. Like, I'm perimenopausal. Things are gonna start falling apart. Like,
True
this is when it
story.
happens. But one of my friends works for Burgess, who was the ortho that Eric saw for his Achilles.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Small strange world. We saw her this weekend, and I was telling her about my fasciitis, and she's like, "Oh," she's like, "Give me a call and I'll get you set up with Burgess." And I was like, "Why do I know that name?" And I was like, "Oh my god, is that the sexy fucking ortho that—" I'm like, "Hey, Eric, what was the guy that did your Achilles?" He's like, "I don't fucking know." And I'm like, "Does Burgess sound familiar?" He's like, "Yeah, I think that's it." And then I was like, is he, like, super diehard handsome?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking remember him." When he went in, it was right when we found out that I was, like, just had transferred with Aubrey, so I had
Uh-huh.
spent 6 months just getting in shape, and I was the smallest that I had been in my adult life,
Mm.
aside from when I was on speeders. And I literally pepped up tight. He walked in, and I was like, "Hey,
You
doc,
sucked it all in and
I
you
was like,
lifted
"Did
it
you
all
wanna
up.
take a look at my swollen ankle while you're down there?" Yeah. So I think she's like, "I'm gonna set you up with an appointment. He'll do an X-ray. He'll stick a needle in your foot and give you some cortisone. You'll be great." And I'm like, "So I'm gonna start there, and then I'm gonna find a website where I could get me some Trumpizepatide."
I
But now that you all are caught up on our personal lives, it's summer. I don't know when you'll be listening to this.
Right
but it's
now, it's like 97 where I'm at. It's really hot.
it's 89, but it's cooling off tonight. It's almost down to like 83 right now, I think.
Yeah. I saw you guys have a weather front coming in.
Yes, we do.
Yes, you do.
Yes, we do.
I still get the alerts.
So it's funny you say that because we were at the Leaves house swimming over the weekend.
Yeah.
And every time we're at their house, it, brings up, oh, let's get a pool. And I don't know if we have enough room. I don't know if we'll get approved and HOA in the city and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, we have one of those ridiculous, obnoxious, like, it's like a bowl pools. Like it's like a balloon at the top rim.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, why don't we just put it in the fucking garage already? Like, we know it's level. It's not in the sun, so I don't have to worry about my vitiligo and the sunscreen for the kids. I'm like, let's just put it in the goddamn garage already. Please.
The only thing I can think of that could go terribly awry is if it flooded your garage.
Well, the garage is 2 feet below the house, except for the basement. Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. Be careful.
Because fuck, the basement does go. No, the basement doesn't go under the garage. Does it? It turns in that little L. What is that L underneath?
I don't I think your basement does not go under your garage. I think it ends at
I,
the wall of the house.
that's what I think too.
Mhm.
Bingo. Done.
One of the girls at work did she came in, she was, like, limping. Like, she looked like I was like, "What happened to you this weekend?" They
She
played
with the
slip and
flashiitis.
slide dodgeball
Nope. No.
or kickball or something
No.
like
Either
that.
one of
Y
them are bad.
Wait, it gets even worse. They put dish soap in
Mm.
the slip and slide.
Yep. I've seen it. I've seen the
I was like,
tiki-talkies. People are nuts. People
"Nope,
are
not
nuts. No.
happening. I'll
Do you
die.
know
I'll
how
fall, I'll
fast
break a hip, I'll die."
my pathetic, whittled little ankles would snap like a fucking twig if I tried, if I bore weight on it, bore weight, and
Bore
then
weight.
put soap underneath it, my ankles would be like, "Bitch, you're done," and they would just snap.
"Bitch, are you out of your
Yes,
mind?"
what the fuck is wrong with you today?
Yeah. I was like,
And
"No,
yeah,
that
no,
sounds like a ridiculous thing to
terrible,
do.
terrible idea,
Horrible, horrible
terrible.
idea.
Plus, when was the last time you actually were on a slip and slide?
It hurts."
It hurt. No ground is nice enough for a slip and slide. No ground. I don't care if you have the best lawn in the world. When you run and
Yep.
slide onto something that's on the ground, it you feel every fucking bump and
Every
nook and
bump.
neggy.
Bump, bump,
You're
bump,
just
bump,
like,
bump,
ah,
bump.
ah, 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 ah. So
The
unless
only
your
one
plans are to put it on a fucking foam mattress,
the
shut up.
only one I saw, okay, this was a music video for a country song, and there was a slip and slide on a hill, like, going into a river or pond or something, and they put a layer, like a big layer of hay. They put the slip and slide on top of the hay,
Now you're just getting
and then
needles.
they had hay bales along the edges, so as you slid down the hill, you wouldn't, like, get flown off the slip and slide.
So what you just described to me was instead of
Toboggan.
hitting rocks, you're now getting pelted with needles. Needles everywhere. Needles
Everywhere.
underneath you, needles on the side of you, needles, needles, needles.
You know, it looked like fun because I wasn't doing it.
It's not fun. It's
Just saying.
terrible.
Just saying.
Do you want to know what's fun for us right now? Do you want to know what's fun?
Going to bed at 8:30?
Oh God, don't even, going to bed at 8:30 is a beautiful thing. But also just doing nothing. Nothing is fun, okay?
Yeah.
Nothing is amazing. Do you wanna know what was fun for me today? I started watching season 2 of the America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Oh, geez.
That was fun.
That was fun.
That was fun. Do you know what
Are
was
you still
fun?
watching Modern Family?
Yes.
It's so
Getting a
funny.
facial was fun. Getting my massage was fun.
Massage.
Mhm. Yes, I am watching Modern Family because 'cause I'm
I love
bouncing
it.
around between a lot. I gotta admit I went documentary crazy a couple weeks ago, but I'm done now. It's taking me
That
down a
was
dark
fair.
rabbit hole. But anyways, how far are we? I feel like we're just talking now to each other. All right, well, shut the fuck up. So today is your story, yes?
Whoa. All right, listen, I got an awful story for you.
Yeah, it's your story this week." And then you looked
I
at me
know.
like, "Huh?
No, I have a terrible story to tell you.
Okay.
All right. Are you
Yeah."
ready?
I mean,
All right.
I was born ready for bad
Hold on to your
stories.
butt.
I hold on to it daily.
Good. Get your
Yeah.
beer.
It beep boop right there.
All right.
Beep boop.
I'm going to tell you
Mhm.
about the what we call the Delphi murders or the murders of Abigail and Liberty, Delphi, Indiana.
Mhm.
Recent,
It
very
is
recent,
it's
like
very
last
recent.
year resolution. It was
Well,
unsolved for
5
7
years.
years,
Was it 7?
2017, and they convicted
No.
the asshole in 2024.
Can I tell you, honest to God, it feels like yesterday what
It does.
that we heard that they were missing. And
It
I
does. It
will
feels like
never
yesterday.
forget. I think I was doing Aunt Debbie's hair and
Mm,
I said, "Did you hear about the 2 girls that were missing?" And Aunt Debbie was like, "Yeah, I don't have a good feeling about this." Now, if you remember, everything unfolded quickly. Like the search
yes.
for them was very quick.
Yep.
They found them the next day.
Yep.
And the news media was alerting people as it happened. So when I was doing her hair, it had to be the night that they went missing
Yeah.
because she's like,
Amber
"Yeah,
alerts, like
I don't
all
have
of
a
it.
good feeling about this." And I'm like, "Oh my God, how could you say it?" I'm like, "They probably got lost in the woods." I don't, hang on. So, all
You're
right,
very
well,
optimistic.
isn't that a shocker?
I'm just saying.
I'm usually gloom and doom on a witch broom. Oh, oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Copyright.
There it is. TM, 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 TM.
Tim, 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 Tim. T-shirts, fanny packs,
T-shirts.
witch hats.
I like it.
Gloom and doom on a
Oh,
witch
wait, did
broom.
I show you my present from True Crime Obsessed? My
Mm-mm.
Pride Day present? Pride Month present?
That is a big hat. Your head
I
is
can't
definitely too
I
small for
can't put
that.
it on with my headphones.
You have the smallest head of any adult I know, though.
I know.
That has to be huge on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
all right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So take it away, sissy.
All right. February 13th,
Hmm.
2017.
I'm going to back up from my microphone so I can just relax. Okay.
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 February 13th, 2017. 13-year-old Abigail, 14-year-old Liberty or Libby. They were off of school for winter break. Or maybe it was
No, I thought
just
it was like like a makeup snow day or something like
you know
that.
what, you're right. There was something going on that they weren't in school that day. Um and they decided so the weird funny thing that happens sometimes in the Midwest during the middle of freaking winter is that you'll get like a weird day every once in a while where the
Hmm.
sun is just shining and it's like 50 and it feels like it's 70 and you've been cooped up for weeks and weeks and weeks. So everyone's like, let's go somewhere. Let's go outside.
You're not lying. I remember those.
Yeah.
Because there's those memes that are like 50 degrees in September in Chicago, and
Yeah.
we're all bundled up, and then 50 degrees in March in Chicago, and we're all wearing shorts.
True story.
Yeah, mhm,
So they wanted to go to walk in the woods in the forest preserve close to their home. They were dropped off by Libby's older sister, Kelsey.
mhm.
Um, they were going to hike to the Monon, Monon, Monon
I thought it was
High
Monon.
Bridge.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Monon? I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I am not sure
Monon?
what emphasis to put the syllable on.
Heard. Monon. I think it's Monon High.
Monon
I
High
think it is.
Bridge
Mhm,
over Deer Creek. At 2:07 p.m., Libby did post something to social media of Abigail walking on the bridge,
mhm,
and that was the last time anyone had heard from them. Was that social media post? They were reported at 5:30 that evening after they failed to meet up with Libby's father at 3:15 when he went to go pick them up.
mhm,
The families initially looked for them themselves, obviously. They were like, "Where are these kids?" And they
mhm.
kinda walked around where they had dropped them off and didn't find them. And then at 5:30 PM, they called the police. I feel like that would have been around the time that it would be imminently getting dark because it was February
Mhm.
and it's cold and that sort of thing. So I don't think they would have waited too long to look for them because of the time of year. Um, the authorities searched the area. They didn't see anything like in the immediate area. And then I think at some point that evening, the police called off the search. I remember hearing, though, that the families and people in the neighborhood that knew them, they were out there all night looking
Mhm.
for them. They
Mhm.
didn't stop searching for them, even though the police said, we'll start again in the morning.
I do believe I heard that as
Then,
well.
yeah, the next morning, the search officially resumed. And they were found around noon the next day, about half a mile away from Monanan High
Monon.
Bridge.
Mononon.
Monan
Do you
na
wanna say mononymy? Menominee?
Menominee, Menominee.
Is that what you're
Um, there were really, like, everything about what they found when they found them, like, their cause of death, like, all those things were held very close to the vest. When they were found, I believe it was Libby's phone was found with her, and this kiddo, she knew
Yeah.
something was up.
Yep.
She took pictures of someone that they saw on the bridge because she didn't like the way they looked probably.
So there
She
the picture that I'm looking at right now, sorry to interrupt,
No,
is
you're good.
I believe it's of Abby, and the guy is behind her on the bridge.
Mm.
But
I don't
I
know why
gotta
I
be
thought he
real
was walking
honest,
towards them.
he is walking towards them. But I feel like this is not the original. Like, I'm looking at it, feel like these might have been there's the one that I remember seeing. I feel like these may have been AI'd up a little bit,
Mm.
which is a
I
shame.
remember initially, this is what I remember from the news. There was a picture of a man walking towards them,
Mhm.
and this is online. He's wearing blue jeans, he's wearing a hat. You can't really see his
No.
entire face.
Yep.
You can see part of his face. And he has on like a blue, either like a Carhartt looking
Yep.
jacket
Exactly
or
right.
maybe a blue hoodie. And it was just a still photograph that they showed on the news, and they wanted to know if anyone recognized that person and that sort of thing. They weren't saying it was a suspect or anything, just someone that they had taken a picture of. We didn't know initially that they had a lot more photographs, they had a lot more video, they had a lot
Mhm.
more audio than they were releasing. And
Mhm.
then the most famous clip is they only released this one audio of someone telling them
Mhm.
down the hill, guys, something
Mhm.
like that. And it was just those few words, but they were hoping that someone might have recognized the voice. When that audio was made, they believe that that phone was, like, hidden either in her hand, in her sleeve, in her
Mhm.
pocket, and just picking up what was going on around, like, she had the presence of mind, the forethought to hit record
I
because
was
she
just
knew
gonna
something
say,
was going down.
let's take a minute. Let's take a minute and appreciate this young woman for the
Brave.
incredible amount of bravery. Like, think about when you're that age, would you have had the wherewithal to
Not me.
say, the goose hair the hairs are
Mhm.
standing up on the back of my neck, and it's in all fairness, like, think about the times in your life that you've been creeped out,
Mhm.
and you're just like you kinda just, like, avoid, you're just kinda like you're like, "Oh, I just gotta get out of this situation." They were in a position where they're on this bridge, it dead ended where they were at, so there was
And they
no
had to walk
they
back
had
over
to
it.
walk past him, so he was coming at them. Now, I feel like maybe she knew from having lived there that maybe the hair start like, just think about what that felt like to see somebody on that bridge, hands in their pockets, walking towards you, knowing that there's nowhere for that person to go. What are they walking at? And I would have been shitting bricks.
Mhm.
And she was like,
So
I'm gonna take out my phone and record this fucking guy.
I don't know if it's just because of the time that we grew up in that we didn't have phones with us all the time,
No, I know.
but I feel like even now in this day and age, like I might not necessarily react or reflex to that because it's not second nature.
Correct. I
But
agree.
in her like her generation, being born after 2010,
Yeah.
right? Ish,
Yeah.
like, early 2000s, like they can hit buttons on their phone to do things that I have to look at my phone to do.
100%. Like, their generation only knows the technology that's at their fingertips.
Yeah.
Like,
So
whereas
they're
we're like,
very
"Oh, shit, I forgot I
practiced.
have a phone."
Yeah, for sure. Now, in now that the case is solved and the person has been convicted,
Spoiler alert.
all I mean, everybody knows that.
Just put that right down there if you
There
weren't
is a
aware of this
resolution.
story.
There is a resolution. Um, all of the things that they were holding very close to the vest in terms of the how they died and what happened and evidence and the recording and all of that, like a lot of stuff has now been released. So, two things that I read. One was at some point in the recording that she was taking, they can hear her say, one of them say, gun.
No.
When they saw this guy, they saw what looked like a gun. Either it was visible to them
Oh,
or it was like in
no.
his pocket, but they're country kids. They know what guns look like. You know what I mean?
I did not know that.
So
I did not know that.
I wonder if that's when they started like recording or they were got suspicious or something because they recognized something that scared them like that. I
Okay.
also found out they were killed by stabbing.
Did I
They were
make you bounce around your story? Like, I feel like like they went missing
No,
and
no, no, no,
oh, okay.
because that's kind of it, right? They disappeared one day, they were found the next day, and then everything was kind of dark until we had a suspect, and now we know more.
Mhm.
So, it was always kind of my plan to talk about how all of this happened, but then what's unfolded in the past 7 years that we didn't know initially because they were holding things close to the vest.
Mhm.
So, the other thing that I read was right where their bodies were found, like right next to them,
Mhm.
there was a unspent cartridge
Mhm.
found when the suspect was finally identified. And of course, searches ensued and all the rest of it. I want to say I read it was unspent, meaning it wasn't fired. But
Okay.
somehow they determined that that cartridge came from his gun.
Don't cry. I mean,
That
I
was
know it's
part of the
sad.
evidence that they had.
Okay.
But they weren't shot. So I'm not sure how they know, if you don't shoot the bullet, like, how do you know that the cartridge came out of the gun?
I
Do
don't
you know what I
know.
mean? Like,
Yeah, I
that
don't
doesn't
know.
make I don't know enough about it. But those were 2 of the things that they had held, among other things, because they didn't they didn't have a suspect and they weren't sure what was important in order to they
Yeah.
didn't want the person to get wind of how close they were
Mhm.
and then have him or her, like, run away kind of a
Mhm.
situation. So they were hoping that they would find him and then have those things to kind of tease it apart.
Yeah.
So, initially, they didn't say how they were killed. They began by circulating a still image. So from that audio or video, they let go of a still image of a person that they said was a person of interest. Um, they called him the bridge guy, and eventually everyone was like, "Okay, he's the prime suspect in this double homicide."
Mhm.
They released that one clip where he says "down the hill,"
Mhm.
and oh, the source, I'll read it verbatim. The
Okay.
source of the audio and imagery was Libby's smartphone, and further, in the police eyes, regarded her as a hero for having the presence of mind to
Mhm.
secretly record.
Mhm.
They wouldn't release further details. There were rewards offered and all that good stuff. They had a composite sketch I see the composite, like, online. I know what he looks like. I don't know how much I would say that they look like the same person, but it's also 7 years difference.
I was just gonna say that if we consider what we know about people, like, does this guy had he ever murdered before? I know we don't wanna give him too much, like, face time or
No,
credit.
I think he had, like, scrapes with the law and stuff like that, but I don't think he was ever convicted of anything.
So I'm gonna put on my FBI profiler hat for 1 second, if you don't
Mhm,
mind, and
mhm,
I'm gonna take you back to John Douglas, Inside the Mind of a Serial Killer,
mhm.
and I read the book enough to have gotten a degree in that book. I think I could pass a final. So, in some of the chapters, when they're looking for these serial killers, in cases like this, sorry, not serial, they would say that pay attention to changes in their behavior, massive weight gain, massive loss gain, a change in appearance. But in addition to those things, also what it does to their like we know when you're sick and you're something's going on the inside, it shows on the outside.
Mhm,
So when you're looking at a composite sketch of this guy the day of, he could have looked incredibly different
sure.
7 years later after he's been living with this and
Yeah,
having had it affect
hiding
his
it.
right,
Yeah,
right, hiding it and for all intents nope, not saying it. Whatever that saying is,
for
he
all intents and purposes.
you read the meme? Okay, good, and you
I know,
memorized it?
I
Oh,
know.
right, you're learned. Okay. I'm the one who says everything wrong. She's the learned soul. I'm the garbage pail mom.
Ugh, whatever.
So I say X and I say, mhm, no, I don't.
No, you don't.
But so what I was gonna say is he's been sitting there, I heard working in the CVS with his picture right behind him.
Yeah.
So in my non-serial killer, psycho killer brain, I'm thinking that's gonna take a toll on someone to or do you just not as a psychopath. I don't know, I digress. I just feel like
I feel
I
like
feel like we shouldn't put too much stock in what he looks like today and what that sketch represented, because
yeah,
even though it's the same person, it could be 2 very different fucking pictures. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying.
I think I go back to, like, all the things I always hear about how my, eyewitness account of something is probably 10% accurate as compared to what actually happened. So you
Really?
can't always trust people's, like, sketches and whatnot because fear and all the other emotions just kind of color things to a certain degree that it's not going to be as accurate as everyone thinks.
I like to think that I'd be
So,
very accurate.
everything after this point, so we're up to like 20, so maybe July of that year, they completed this sketch. They were
Mhm.
like working this tip line and all this crap. In 2019, there was a press release with a new sketch. Um, they kind of always knew he was probably in the area or local to it in some way because not many people knew about that bridge or that it was an area that kids would go to and things like that.
Mhm.
Um, and there was an additional plea, as they say, for help in identifying the driver of a vehicle that was left abandoned between noon and 5 p.m. on the day of the
Do
murders.
you know, I don't know anything about that. Can you what are you telling me everything you know
Nothing.
about? Oh, okay.
It was literally like a car was there from that point in time to that point in time. They don't give any, like, what it looked like or anything. They give nothing. And then it was gone. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was even related. It could have
Hmm.
been just completely like it was there, but it had nothing to do with anything.
Well, I
It
would
just,
love to know if anybody out there knows, you can hit us up at murderwithmysister@gmail.com, because I am interested in knowing more. Like, I don't feel like I knew enough about that. Here's the thing with this case. I feel like everything I know was from them going missing to them being found murdered. So I knew that there was an arrest. Everything that you're telling me, like, it feels like you're picking up this story at exactly where I left off, which is crazy because I didn't know you were gonna do it that way, and I appreciate that because I don't know anything, so if you wanna, yeah, fill me in on all that other good stuff.
So, I kind of wanted to know more of once they had their suspect, like, how did they not know about him? Like, how did he come to their attention? Blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
Hold on to your butt. You ready for this one?
My butt is just sore from me holding it.
Hold it.
Okay. Wait,
Pull over.
do you wanna hear
Buckle up.
something funny?
Yeah.
We're starting potty training on Cashton.
Okay.
So when he goes poo and he's got his poo face, I'm like, "Hey, buddy, are you going poo?" And he's like, "Yeah." As soon as he poos, his hand goes back and holds his butt. And he's like, "I
Oh,
pooed, let's go to the toilet." And I'm like, "No, bud, we go to the toilet before we poo."
correct.
Yeah, mhm.
He'll get it.
Yeah, but he holds his butt.
I love it.
Okay,
All right. September 2022,
okay.
a volunteer file clerk
Mhm.
discovered an error
Hmm,
where a tip had been misfiled.
no.
The suspect, the man who was convicted, we'll call him that, whatever,
Okay, okay.
Richard Allen, his last name was recorded incorrectly when the tip was originally submitted. It was originally submitted, do they tell me?
Wasn't it right after they were like, the initial
It was
investigations?
within, I think it was within the year that it happened. It was within months that it happened that I don't know what happened.
Okay,
The
I'm a
last name was recorded incorrectly when the tip was submitted and the file was wrongly marked as cleared. The file clerk deduced that the tip from years earlier was regarding Richard Allen and brought it to the investigators' attention. In the tip, Richard Allen self reported or confessed, whatever, 3 days after the murders to someone
there it is.
that he had been on the trail
Thank you, John
and he
Douglas.
had seen, he said he saw 3 girls on the trail the day of the murders.
No. But wait. Wasn't there a woman walking the same
There
time as
were
them?
there were other people.
Okay, go ahead.
There was also something about his wife or ex-wife.
He was married at the time, if I remember correctly.
She said that he confessed to her that he had been
No.
on the trail.
No.
So, shortly after his arrest, Allen told the authorities that on the day of the murders, he
Mm,
was at his mother's house in Peru while his
mm-mm.
Peru, Indiana, Illinois. I know there's a Peru, Illinois.
Is there? I think
While
so.
his wife was working. Allen estimated that he left the house around 11:15 and arrived at the trail an hour later. He said he saw 3 girls passing on the trail, and then he said he never saw anybody else that day. He said he was on his phone watching the stocks ticker
Oh,
while he was
please.
walking. I was like, "Yeah, he sounds like he's on a fucking trail in the middle of the afternoon. I'm sure he's self-made." Whatever.
So, okay, these are all the questions that I have. Have we ever found out what he was doing? Like, was this one of those things where he's like, I was he reeling that day and there was a trigger and he was out on the trail? And because you got to think about it, like that day was an unusually warm day, is what everybody says. The kids were off school that day.
Mhm.
Do you remember how many times we used to go to the forest preserves and hang out?
Yeah.
And there were tons of people.
We take
But
the Nerf guns.
do you remember like we would go off trail all the time?
Yeah.
And I'm just saying for this particular spot, I feel like it's kind of weird to me that no one else was there. Like
I
on
think
that
that it's
day at
weird I think that it's weird that if he says if it, what he's saying is true that he actually saw other people, no one ever came forward that they saw Libby or Abby or that they saw anybody else that day.
see, I feel like I read that there were witness accounts that one woman came across a man who she got the creeps from, and she said it looked like his pants were wet from the waist down. Because
There
that
was
was one of them
someone
who gave a different composite sketch.
There was someone who said that they saw him after he was identified, that they had seen him in the same area and that he had blood on his clothes. And then
Hmm.
my thought is, if you saw somebody walking in the fucking forest preserves with blood on their clothes, even if they were like, okay, you don't want to get close to them, you don't think they need help, but you just sat on that shit for 6 fucking
So
years?
this is not the one I'm thinking of. The one I'm thinking of, the woman came forward right away
Mm,
because what had happened was it was one woman who said she was on the trail walking, and then I thought there was another account of somebody that went to school with them, and they're like, "I heard a scream." Oh, I could be confusing my
hmm,
cases because I'm not a robot. I thought that there was an account of somebody that came out right at the time, and they're like, "I saw somebody else on the trail," because I remember thinking once they found them, they're like, "Oh my god, I was out there right when they were supposed to be picked up." Like, it was like
hmm,
3:12 or something crazy like that.
mhm.
So, again, drop like, if you're out there screaming, all 2 of you, and you wanna be like, "Oh my god, you guys are so stupid, just look here." Well,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
well, then
yeah.
just tell us where to look, okay? Because 'Cause we're not
So,
perfect.
they say, he mentioned to his wife that he was on the trail the day the girls went missing. The wife mentioned that the police were looking to talk to people who might have been there at that time, and that's why he called the tip line. You know, they like to insert themselves
Oh, I know they do.
and be helpful.
Motherfuckers.
Later, after conviction, he'd always denied the murders. The day of his arrest, he denied everything. There's another video after he was incarcerated that shows 8 phone conversations between Alan, his wife, and his mother where he is heard confessing to the murders.
So do we know why he did it?
No, because he's an asshole.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, like, I feel like I need to make sense of it, like, and I'm not even I can only
I don't know
imagine
if
what
you're
their
ever gonna be
family
able
is.
to make sense of
No, I know,
stuff
but,
like
like,
this.
their family has like, something had to happen, right? Like, you don't just come across you're a guy who's never like, was he gonna try and rape them? Was he what did this
Maybe so.
and then you said they were stabbed?
Their
Is that
throats were
what's
cut.
I'm sorry, what?
Their throats were cut.
What the fuck?
He picked 2 girls he couldn't handle, and that was his way out. They Libby was I mean, she
I
was a
know.
good kid.
I
She
know.
figured it out.
I know.
They weren't gonna go down easy.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. So here it says investigators also found a 40 caliber unspent round less than 2 feet from one of the victims' bodies, but between the two of them. It was later determined that the round came from a gun owned by Allen. A witness said she saw a man walking away from the bridge wearing a blue colored jacket and blue jeans and was muddy and bloody. Another witness mentioned in a tip that a car was parked oddly and appeared to be parked in a way that the license plate was hidden from view.
I
Investigators say later that the vehicle that that witness described matched the description of Allen's vehicle, the one that he owned in 2017.
so he just got it in his brain. He just
He
is
was
one of
out
those
there and
people who's like,
it
"I'm a
sounds like it
predator."
was a
He's a
it's
fucking
an
predator.
he was just out looking for someone, wrong time, wrong place. According to
Those poor
one of
girls.
the affidavits after Allen was interviewed by the police, he said he was on that trail for 2 hours. He was just sitting out there waiting. He was just waiting.
So he was okay, so there it is. He was
Oh,
waiting.
wait. Have you ever seen pictures of this bridge?
Yes.
I would not walk across this bridge. It's an
Okay.
old
Okay.
railway bridge.
Hang on, Sister Christian. Hang the fuck on. You
Okay,
wouldn't
now I wouldn't
now.
walk.
You wouldn't now. think about the shit we did when we
I
were,
know.
younger. Do you remember going to the stockyards and going in those
Yeah,
abandoned buildings
yeah,
with do you remember the Just Us Girls when we're like, "Oh, we're gonna go
yeah.
walk and we're gonna go look at the city skyline from one of the buildings," and I'm like, "Why are we in an abandoned building?" Like,
Where all the crackheads hang out and all the homeless people that are not
who
nice
even
are.
fucking knows? And we
Yeah.
were just in there doing it.
Okay, this bridge
Do
is
you re It is
super
super
high,
high.
right? There's no, like, um, rails or anything on it because it was made for trains. So you have no, like, guardrails of any sort, and
I saw
it's
that.
super high.
We'll post some pictures if
This
anybody
guy
hasn't seen it.
says he had gone to the bridge that day to watch fish
From up there.
from up there. What in the actual fuck?
So, no, you're a predator and you sat in waiting. You sat and you waited for 2 young, innocent girls that you thought you could overpower,
And he
and
thought wrong,
you thought wrong.
and he thought
Motherfucker.
wrong. So once they found this tip and things started to fall into place, um, he's arrested, everything's searched, all that stuff. In 2022, the judge issued a gag order because Allen's defense attorneys potentially leaked scene photos and things like that.
Oh, no.
And he removed them. They were just public defenders. They tried to get it moved to a different county because of extensive media attention, and they didn't think he would get a fair trial and blah blah blah.
You don't deserve a fair
Um
trial. Sorry.
I was like, "I'm sorry. I lived in Chicago. I was not
No.
necessarily close. Everybody fucking knew. You
Everybody
can
knew.
move them
Everybody
to
knew.
another county all you want."
Do you know what's so funny? Again, though, I feel like this was frontline news all the way up until they caught him, and then it was kinda like, "We
Yeah.
caught him, like, don't say anything."
It was not very well, like,
But
no, I
but
agree.
I feel like every anniversary, I watched a news release of that the captain, what was his name in that town? He had a lovely name, it was like what was his name? The detective who was going, who did all the news releases, he's like, "We know who you are, and pretty soon you're gonna be the only one on that list." What was his name?
Oh, I don't
I
remember.
can't remember. Anyways, I feel like I remember every year seeing them, and then when they had a suspect, it was like, "Wait, wait, wait, I'm sorry, what, they have a suspect?" And then it was like it would just seemed like all hush hush. Not
Hmm.
David Vito. Who's the guy? Not Steve Mullen. Fuck it. I'll find it and I'll give him credit. Keegan Kline, no.
He, of course, tried to, like,
Ke
backpedal and say he had, a serious mental illness and a grave disability and blah, blah, blah. He's a fucking douchebag.
I'm sorry,
I
he
don't
had a
care.
I'm sorry, what?
He says he had a grave disability and a serious mental illness for, like, why he did what he did.
Okay.
Douchebag. Douchebag, douchebag.
I
He
wish
was okay. The jury had been sequestered during the trial. They began deliberations on November 7th. On November 11th, he was convicted on all accounts.
Mhm,
December 20th, 2024, just this last
mhm,
December,
mhm.
he was sentenced to 65 years for Libby and 65 years for Abby to be served consecutively, resulting in 130 years in prison. And he is currently incarcerated.
Where do you know does it say where?
Um, Pendleton Correctional Facility.
Mm, okay. Did you wanna name any sources for your story?
I used a lot of Wikipedia. I used like YouTube videos.
Mhm.
I've listened to and watched like various podcasts and documentaries, like,
Well, thank you
mainstream.
for taking that the way you did. I really do appreciate the way that you delivered that because I feel like we all know so
I feel
much
like
of
we
how
knew the story about how it happened, we knew the
right.
story about how they were found. I feel like everything was just dark
Yeah,
until suddenly it wasn't,
yeah,
and then
I
it was
agree.
like bing, bang, boom, and it's done.
It's done, and I feel like I listened to if I wanna give credit where credit is due, True Crime Garage,
Mhm.
I fucking love those guys.
I
I
know, I
wanna
feel like they
say
did a really
oh,
in-depth I mean, they
any
actually
story
research
yeah,
things,
any
people.
story that we do, I can tell you they probably did it in, like, 2 or 3 episodes and
Yeah,
10 times better.
yeah,
Um, but I remember I think they did Delphi in, like, 3 parts when it happened, 3 parts a couple years later, and then a recap,
yeah.
and I thought I remember him saying, um, that they had suspects oh my god, I just digressed and I lost it. Um,
No, this is what I remember too, is that they covered it before there was a resolution.
yes.
They covered it at another point because it was cold, and they
Oh,
were like, "Hey, hey, don't forget people.
I
Hey."
remember now. The
And
last
then
time they had a suspect and I remember the last time that I okay, that was it, that was what I was gonna say. The last time that I remember listening to them, they said they had a suspect, they had arrested somebody, but there were reports that between all of the shenanigans going around with lawyers and this, that he might not see a courtroom for 5 years. And then all of a sudden it was like, boom, convicted,
mhm,
done. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
mhm. I really feel like I understand the way they report that the tip was misfiled and all of that kinda thing.
I mean, we're human. Humans make
I feel
mistakes.
like they had a beat on this guy, like,
I
he
do
was on
believe I've
their
heard that. I
list.
do believe I had heard
I
that.
feel like they were always looking in that direction. There might have been
Yeah.
other people,
Yeah.
but he was just like they thought in the beginning. They were like, "We know you're hiding in plain sight. We know you're out there. We know you're close to this, and it's only a matter of time." Do you wanna know what I wanna know?
I do wanna know what you wanna know.
Do you wanna know what I wanna know?
I wanna know it right
Okay,
now.
there's 2 things I wanna talk about, and they can be my cases, they can be your cases.
Oh,
I wanna
I'm intrigued.
cover the what?
I'm intrigued.
Oh, the Brown's Chicken murders in Palatine.
Agreed. That one
That
was a
was
hard one. That was a
that's a
hard
hard
one. That's
one.
a hard one.
That was one of those ones like this situation where it all happened, it was all out there, and then it went cold, and then
I think
somebody
it's
starts talking,
wait, I thought that was
and
still unsolved.
no, somebody started talking, and years later, we have a resolution for that.
Stop.
The one we don't, you
Lane
know the
Bryant.
one we
I do
don't,
know Lane Bryant.
the Lane Bryant
Lane Bryant
murders.
murders.
Those are still unsolved.
Can I tell you
Somebody's gonna talk. Somebody's
again,
gonna talk.
I have to give credit to True Crime Garage. They did a 3-part episode on the Brown's Chicken murder, and they reported it in a way where they gave some details, and it's funny because he's like, "I'm gonna say something right now, it's really disturbing, it was hard to hear," and he said it, and when he said it, I was like, "Fuck. Just fuck." And the thing of it wasn't graphic in detail, it wasn't something that was done to them,
Mhm.
and if and when we cover the story, I'll say what it was. It stuck with me, it was hard to hear, and it's even harder
Yeah.
to think about now. I'll give you a little sneak preview after we get off, but the rest of you are gonna have to listen.
There are more details about what happened to Libby and Abby. I'm not strong enough to speak them out loud. Full disclosure, I'm just not
Okay,
strong enough to do it.
okay.
You do you.
No, I you know,
I don't wanna see it. I don't wanna know. It's bad enough.
I know that there are the FOIA requests that come that people can do, and I think I understand why we do them, question mark.
Mm,
Um, but I don't think I need to be the one that does them. I think I am good making sure that people don't forget who they are.
Mhm.
And I'm good reminding everyone why we do this, and it's so that stories live on and people remember
I
that these
think
girls were around and they remember the courageous act of them and they know that one girl did not leave her friend, I mean,
they
we
didn't
I know
leave
we
each
know that
other
Libby recorded, but we also know that Abby did not leave her friend. Like they stuck together, those
and
2
vice
girls.
versa. Yeah.
They were
I think
in it to the
this is
bitter
one of
end.
those this is one of those cases where they caught their killer.
They did.
All we did was look at what they left us. They
Mhm.
they did it.
God damn it.
I
Okay,
know.
well, that was really good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you doing it the way you did it. Again, if you have any comments or if you're gonna drop the knowledge on us for all the things we did not know, knowledge is power, okay? And
Share the power.
you can share that knowledge at murderwithmysister@gmail.com.
There it
If
is.
yeah, and if be nice, because if you're not, I'm gonna delete it. I don't believe in
So
giving power to negative vibes, so we're only
no, I
going
hear
with good
ya.
vibes here. Like, I don't have time for I have enough negative vibes on my own. I don't
I'm
need
telling you,
y'all's negative
sister.
vibes.
So we normally, are like at the end of these things, roll up your windows, don't park next to vans, like all that shit.
Come on,
In
George,
this
let's fucking
case, I'm
go.
also gonna go back to Karen in Georgia. Just stay out of the fucking woods.
I mean, why do we all feel so inclined to go in those woods?
I don't know. I do it every
We love
weekend,
going
but
to I was just gonna say, who are you talking about? You go in those fucking woods all the time.
every
I mean, you
weekend.
take
No,
4 horses with you, but you're like,
this is
"Oh, the
true.
four horsemen of the
The
apocalypse."
4 oh my god, they are oh, and fucking Fiona's riding on one of them.
Oh, so for all of you out there, thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate you. And come
We'll
on,
see you next
George, let's
time.
go. But stay
Let's
on,
do
sis, okay?
it.
Stop
Okay,
recording.
stop recording. Mixed and edited by me, Marie Abenante, parentheses, sort of professionally, end of parentheses. Executive produced by my sister, Lisa Linsner, and me, Marie Abenante.
Music by John Bartman, track City Girls. Cover art by our beautiful and talented niece, Alexis Marie Guerrero.
And we did all of this on our platform called Riverside, which is very user-friendly and lovely, and I hope it sounds good and looks good, and Riverside, forgive us for embarrassing you.
And thank you.
And thank you.